Hello students. Hello Khatija.
Hello sir.
Today the Mobile Science Laboratory wants to present an experiment called neutralization. Do you know what neutralization is, Khatija?
It is something combination of acid and base.
Yes, that's right. It's not something, it's a reaction between an acid and a base resulting in salt and water formation. A reaction which produces salt and water by the action of an acid and a base is called neutralization reaction. We have to be very specific about that. Now, many students will ask how much acid to add, how much base to be taken. Now, this is very funny way of doing an experiment. So, to do the experiment, we have the following apparatus. Let's start with this. A wash bottle, a beaker containing sodium hydroxide, which is a strong base, a beaker containing hydrochloric acid, a strong acid, an empty conical flask, phenolphthalein indicator,
Yes sir.
and I have a small 10 ml measuring cylinder. Actually, Khatija, measuring cylinders are not to be utilized in this particular experiment, but we use pipettes.
Okay sir.
We do not have the right kind of pipette. The one that we have is where we suck in the material, which is not good nowadays. So, we are going to use a measuring cylinder. We have here, this is called a burette
Yes.
and a stand to hold the burette. Students, we will start the experiment like this. First, we will fill up the burette. There is a particular way of filling up the burette. Please open the lamp.
Yes.
Very good. Now, close the tap, please. See that it is completely
Yes
closed.
sir.
Take a small amount of the acid in this.
Yes.
Now, we have gone way above the mark.
About the
And here, this is empty this side.
Yes sir.
So, what we have to do is, we have to remove all air bubbles that are present over here. So, please open the tap slowly, and when it comes, when the lower meniscus comes to 0, stop it immediately. Excellent. That's right. Students, one very important thing is when you do measurements, please don't hold the burette like this and see, or like this and see. Just keep it at your eye level so that you can see the markings very clearly. Clamp it up, Khatija, please. Now, I am going to take 10 ml of sodium hydroxide solution. Do you agree?
Yes sir.
All right. So, let us take a measuring cylinder, pour it, and just to make sure that we have got all the material out in this, I am going to wash it. Students, it really does not matter if we add extra water. Right. Now, 1 drop of phenolphthalein, which is used as an indicator. As you all know, students and Khatija, that phenolphthalein in the presence of base
It is
will give us a nice pink color.
Yes sir.
So, you better put on your safety glasses, and so will I. And let us start the process called titration.
Yes. Shall I sir?
Just put it below, and drop by drop you go on adding this until the color just disappears. Students, sometimes when we are doing the titration, a drop or so may get stuck to the side. So we can always make use of the wash bottle to wash it down. Has something like that happened, Khatija? No. Now it is very important that we do it slowly and be precise in our first titration. Now what will happen over here? We have seen that there is base in the conical flask. Acid is being introduced into it drop by drop, and a time will come when the pink color will suddenly disappear. That means all the base has been neutralized by the acid. So we end up with salt and water. This process is known as titration. The reaction is known as neutralization.
So
The reactants, yes, stop it, immediately stop it. That's it. The color has gone. Wonderful. Now will you please tell us the reading over here? Give it to me, please. No, lift it up and see.
it's 13.47.
13.4 ml. That is right. For 10 ml of the base, it has required 13.4 ml of the acid to be neutralized completely. And that neutralization point is the sudden disappearance of the color. So, students, this is how a titration is performed. But in science, as you know, we don't do the experiment only once. We have to repeat it 2 or 3 times, get an average value, and then we can calculate the strength of the acid. If it is not known, then the strength of the base will be known, or vice versa. So if the strength of the acid is known, the strength of the base can be found out. If the strength of the base is known, the strength of the acid can be found. So this way you can do this. And this is known as titration, and the reaction is known as neutralization.
Yes.
So students, I hope you've enjoyed this. And the sudden disappearance of color, we can have very many indicators depending upon the type of acid or base that we are utilizing, and the color changes will be different also. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you all very much. And thank you, Khatija,
Thank you, sir.
for your help.